In this video, I'm going to be swapping this old door for this much nicer new door up in the nursery, which is just up there in that window you can see. We're out in the office at the minute because I just put this door in here just to store it when we got it, rather than putting it in the house and filling the house with more building materials. So the first thing I need to do, obviously unpackage it, but once it's unpackaged, I just need to check which way round the door goes. There's a mark on the top of these doors which will tell you which is the top and which is the bottom. And then there should be an arrow on it, I think it's going to be under here, telling you which is the hinge side and which is the handle side. If there's not, it probably means it can be used either way, but basically these doors are like hollow. They've just got like a cardboard sort of reinforcement. There's a solid piece of wood either side, or one side or the other, and that's for the door handle or doorknob to attach to. Now, I'm using this kind of doorknob, which actually attaches and sort of clamps itself together, as you can see, so it doesn't actually screw into that piece of timber. So it's less vital for this, but if you're using a doorknob that screws into the door, it's a little bit more important. So I'm just going to open this up, and as you can see, or as you can hopefully see, just on the end here, you've got just a little bit printed lock with that's meant to be an arrow, which means basically this side should have your solid piece in there, which means that's where your door handle wants to be, or your lock if you're using a lock. So I've kept this old door because the old door is slightly smaller than the new one, so I've kept it so that I can trim the new one. So I can take 4mm off of each side, which I think I should be all right with. Okay, yeah, I'm at 682, so I can just trim a little bit off one side. So I'll trim that just off of the hinge side and keep this side as a nice factory finish. Then I'm also going to use this door so that I can just mark up the height of where the latch pieces need cut out, and I can obviously measure where the handle needs to be cut out. I didn't fit this door originally, but I swapped over to these black doorknobs. So this monstrosity was me just having to use a drill bit just to open this hole up because the hole was too small. So with the new one, I'll use a nice neat hole with a hole saw, and we won't have that mess. And then I'll take this inside, just make sure that it fits the door jamb. I'll mark up the hinge height, chisel those out, get the doorknob fitted, get the latch fitted, and then get it all fitted, then take it back off, get it painted, or I might paint it in situ, I'll see. I'll probably just take it off to make it easier. And yeah, nice and easy. So first thing I'm going to do is just mark the cuts up, and then I can obviously cut this down to size. So the old door in height is 1968, and this new door is 1981. So you need quite a bit to come off of that. And you can cut, how much can you cut off the top and the bottom? You can cut 6mm from the bottom. It doesn't mention the top, but I'm gonna have to cut a little bit more than that off, so I'll cut it off the bottom, and then I'll have to cut some off the top. I haven't got the choice really. So I'll mark these up and get this cut, and then we'll take it in just to make sure everything fits all right into the door jamb. And then, yeah, pretty straightforward after that. With having the old door, I can obviously just use the marks to mark up all of the hardware slots. But normally when you buy a door handle new or a doorknob or whatever, it'll come with a little template piece that you can, it's normally like a folded bit of card like that, and what you do is you put it around the side and it'll have a little X there, and you drill through there with the correct size hole saw. It'll have a little X on the face and you drill through there with a spade bit. So yeah, nice and easy. So I'll get these cut and get cracking. Because this is where it has the, obviously, little mark for the lock. I'm cutting this off, so I've just put a little cross on the edge there, just so that I obviously have the right side for cutting the doorknob into. Would have been handy if it wasn't raining for this. Or if I had a workshop that fit this size of piece in. But we can't complain, we'll get on with it. I've cut the door and I've brought it upstairs just to test fit it. And as you'll see now, it's just slightly tight. It's actually only tight in this middle bit, but rather than, you could plane that off and sort of round it to make it fit, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut down this side a bit more, and yeah, just live with the gaps not being perfect. It's obviously a 140-year-old or whatever, however old this house is, so stuff like door openings aren't perfect. It's chucking it down outside now though, so I'm not going to go and do that now. I'll do that tomorrow when it's dried up. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to prop it in place, because obviously when it's fitted it needs to be a little bit higher so it obviously doesn't catch against the bottom. So I'll prop it in place and I'm going to mark up the position for the latch mechanism. Then what I can do is I can get all of that cut, well, drilled and fitted, which means then tomorrow all that I'll need to do is cut down that side, then chisel out the hinges and then get that fitted. But at least I can get something done now and get this doorknob fitted, and then it's at least almost ready to go once it's cut. Just going to use a couple of these angle brackets as spacers, like that, and then just with a Sharpie I'm just marking up where the catch plate is, so that I can obviously make sure that when the latch is put on, it obviously fits into there. So I've just marked that there, And then I'll mark the centre hole, the centre between those two, then I can drill directly into there. So I've just marked the centre, and that is where the spade bit will go and drill through. I just need to double check what size I need though. It is a 22, which is what I had there. So you can see why it's important to obviously get things centered so that you obviously don't cut into the edge. I'm just going to mark a hole there, and then I can drill that in. So now that that's marked, I'm not going to drill this yet. I just need to mark the hole for the handle. Then I'm just going to extend this center line round. We need to mark in 7.5. And that is where we are going to drill to put this doorknob hole, and then that'll finish about there somewhere. And that uses this, what size is this? 53, is it? 54. As you can see, drills the hole through. There we go, that's all the way through. That's about as solid as these doors ever are. Don't know why I've just vacked that up when I'm literally about to drill another hole. This is the next hole we're drilling. Let's just find that punched mark. There we go. There we go. There we go. And then the last thing to do on this bit is just to mark out where it needs chiseled out for this little plate. So just get that centered. There we go. And just take that back out. and then you just chisel this out. You can use a router if you've got a router, but I've only got a large router. A little palm router would do it quite easily, and you can get router jigs as well. I've never used them, but you can basically router it out at the perfect depth, and then these corners you just knock out with a chisel. But I'm just going to chisel it out, go old school method, and yeah, and then that should fit in place.
Tell me that you wanna stay, baby, just don't walk away. I need you now, fade it out. All the time we spent alone, fighting through the firestorm. Don't let me down, I need you now. Cause I'm feeling worn out, it's getting to me. Lost some heart trying to get on my feet, caught in the madness.
So that's all done, and that can now fit in and be screwed in, but not yet. And then all we have to do is right, so that gets threaded through there, and then the knob on the back gets threaded through, and then that should be a nice working doorknob. I'm not going to do that up now because I need to paint, and it's a lot easier just to paint with the doorknob off, but you can see on the back it's basically like that, and then the bolt goes through there and just attaches these two together. So the next thing to do normally now would be just to paint this, and then it would be ready to hang. But because I have not put the hinges on or not done this cut yet, I don't want to paint it, because running the track saw along this, or running the tracks of the track saw along this, is just going to mark it anyway, so there's no point in doing that. So that's kind of all I can do for now. Gonna just have to call it a day on this one, and then tomorrow, as long as it's dry enough, I can then get this cut so it fits nicely, take a little bit off this edge, then get the hinges on, get it painted, and we're all done. We've done the hard bit though. Hinges are nice and easy. Well, I've said it now, so won't it be a disaster, but it should be nice and easy. That's this door all trimmed down on this edge now, so it fits nicely. So next up is just to put the hinges on. I'm just going to time lapse that though, because it's one of those jobs that takes a little while. Just chipping away a little bit and just making sure everything's flush. So I'll get that done now.
I feel you somehow, don't let me go, I need you right now. I wanna be next to you, you wanna be next to me. Holding our paper hearts, fading out broken dreams. I wanna be next to you, you wanna be next to me. Holding our paper hearts, fading out broken dreams. I wanna be next to
Now these hinges are on, it's just simply a case of screwing it onto the door frame. Not onto the door, you know what I mean. So I've just put them spacers at the bottom again. Don't fall, door. It's just catching on this door trim on the bottom. So I'm just going to put an extra screw into here just to pull it down a little bit. And that should be fine. Yeah, that's better. Cool. There we go. All done. So there we go, we've got a nice, fully functioning door. So next up, all it needs doing is a few coats of satin white on this, which I've got some, but I don't know if I've got enough to do a couple of coats on both sides. So we might have to nip out and get some more paint, but hopefully not. To me, lost some heart trying to get on my feet, caught in the madness. I feel you somehow. Don't let me go, I need you right now. I wanna be next to you, you wanna be next to me, holding our paper hearts, fading our broken dreams. I wanna be next to you, you wanna be next to me, holding our fading out broken dreams. I wanna be next to you. That's this door all finished, and pretty much the whole nursery finished now. There's only a sort of handful of things left to do. Today I've been working on the shelves, so that'll probably be the next video. But for now, I'll leave it there. So thank you as always for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And I'll see you in the next one.